Yes, there is a clicker. Hello again, STEM Playground. I'm lucky enough that I get to introduce Ray Henson. He currently works for Arkansas Public School Resource Center, and he is going to talk to you guys about Learning Blade. Just to let you know a little bit of his background, he is retired from career education. And for those of you in the CTE that know, for example, the career development course, you may want to talk to him. He was one of the ones that worked on developing it, correct? And for those of you who don't know about Learning Blade, it is a great system, and you're really going to want to hear him talk about it. If you're thinking about computer science, they do have Hack Attack, and I am still going to mention the Dolphin Rescue because it is one of my favorites. So give it up for Ray.
Thank you very much. I am going to quickly introduce the Learning Blade system, which is grant funded for all schools in Arkansas. So free to every school, every student. And it was primarily designed for middle school, grades 6 through about 9. It is used in some lower grades and used in higher grades. And it's used in a lot of different kinds of programs. And so I'm with APSRC as a trainer for the Learning Blade system, having retired from the Department of Career Education, and I work with regional business and industry advisory councils. So I've talked to a lot of employers, and what they're saying our students or our graduates need that are looking for these jobs, they need these skills that students are able to develop through STEM education. So this system was provided to Arkansas so that our students can learn more about STEM opportunities, the careers, the technologies that they need. So these, the lessons are math, science, English, and social studies, but it helps students to understand these transferable or hybrid skills across all industries, which creates a lot more opportunities for our students in the future. So Governor Asa Hutchinson saw the need for this, as well as the Department of Education. And the reason I'm doing this, I want to help our students to see that relationship when they look at careers. I've been in career guidance for over 25 years, and it's hard for our students to see their career goal and what they need in between now and then. So we want to develop that pathway of understanding and knowledge leading to their career futures. So these programs are used in grades 6, 7, and 8 mainly in science classes, computer science, and in career development classes, but also in gifted and talented ALE programs and other STEM wheel programs or semester courses to help students understand STEM. But it helps students to become engaged in their education and training, so they're not just learning from a book. And it takes like minimal preparation for our teachers because there's 14,000 pages in over 400 lessons that are online, plus all of the hands-on activities. So students can work in groups together to develop a project, and they can work individually at their own pace on the online lessons. And this system was put in place for a couple of reasons, because 74% of the workforce in STEM are male, 74% are white. So they're really encouraging our young ladies and our minorities to get into STEM. So and we want to encourage them at the middle school level before it becomes too late later on in their academic life. So we can see in these charts, and I'm going to skip through some of these, and you're welcome to have this PowerPoint presentation to look at the data a little more clearly. But we want to help students to recognize that they need the math and the science. So if they decide as a junior or senior to go in health sciences or in engineering, they may have kind of skipped through the math and the science lessons just to get through, middle school and early high school. So to help encourage these students to see the future at an earlier time will benefit them overall. But 94% of our students make career-related decisions by the end of the 8th grade, primarily through the career development course, but by that time we need to instill the necessary requirements for these types of jobs that they'll be going into in the future. So the Learning Blade system was provided to Arkansas about 3 years ago. And so Arkansas is now leading the nation in not only in computer science and coding, but we're also leading using the Learning Blade system. But they're continuing to add additional lessons, either online or the hands-on activities in the Learning Blade system. And our students are able to get excited in activities like 3D printing. I started off in computer science as a computer programmer in 1973, and I was getting in on the ground floor of the computer industry. And now I tell students today that they're still getting in on the ground floor of the computer industry because of the 3D printing and artificial intelligence and drones and robotics. So our students are able to be much more creative in computer science than we were back in the early 70s when I became a computer programmer in business and in manufacturing. What I learned about 25 years ago when I became a school teacher, that it doesn't make any difference what my experience was or my education or what I knew. It's all about the student. So this system allows students to maybe choose their mission that's relevant to their interest and their values, and we ultimately choose our career goal based upon what's important to us or our values. So we allow in a system like this to let students be the decision makers, and we can introduce our students to these different pathways that might lead to gainful employment, and we're the facilitators of their education. But there are currently 12 full missions. Each full mission would take about 2 weeks to complete the online lessons. In addition, there are the hands-on activities that students could complete. But if we were to choose the mission, which mission would we choose? And when I go around the state asking students or asking teachers which mission they would choose, it's based upon what's important to us. Like the Haiti orphanage was the first mission I chose because we do the foster care, and my daughter is trying to adopt twins out of Haiti. But a person might get into the animal science with the dolphin rescue, or they get into the fresh foods because they're around farming and that's important to them. But a student might get into one of these missions and then they can choose the mission or choose the particular lessons that they want to study, or the teacher can assign lessons based upon what the standards they're trying to teach. So each of these missions, like the flu outbreak, even though this is health science, you can see by the tools at the top and the teammates at the bottom that they are a lot of computer science related. So it helps our students to see the relevance of computer science in the healthcare system. So these are transferable skills across multiple industries if they go into, for example, the computer science lessons, and that's why we're really kind of reinforcing the importance of that. Again, with the heart surgery or Intro to Computer Science is actually a brand new mission that our students could go into because of the demand that Governor Asa Hutchinson is putting on that here in Arkansas. So the questions are very different throughout the missions, and a student may read 3 or 4 pages and then answer the questions, but the way these questions are worded, whether it's a math lesson, a science lesson, English, or social studies, it's helping our students to be better prepared for assessments like ACT Aspire, and they do better on those benchmark exams as a result. But our students, after having gone through just a few lessons, see the importance. In fact, we have twice as many students that want to go into engineering or science. There's 79% increase in the students that say math is helpful in solving problems, and 69% increase in students that see what they are learning in school will be useful later in life, and 56% are interested in taking advanced math and science classes. This system is being promoted by Battelle and STEMworks and the National Rural Education Association and other organizations as well. But as we help our students to look at the future with computer science and it is one of the fastest growing fields because it is multi-industry, so students are able to transition from career to career. And we might start off at the elementary level with simple problem solving, critical thinking skills, understanding that step-by-step process that you might or will be using in a coding situation later on. So we have the hands-on activities to go along with the online lessons. This year, back I believe it was in March when we had the Computer Science Week, I believe Arkansas students completed over 30,000 lessons in that hour of code just in the Learning Blade system. And so far in the last 3 years, Arkansas students have completed 950,000 lessons in the Learning Blade system. So the Intro to Computer Science Express mission is what they call it. Because of the emphasis that Arkansas is putting on computer science, they initially developed the Hack Attack mission 3 years ago for Arkansas, which is being used in all other states now. And they just came out with the Intro to Computer Science careers. And one reason is because I've been emphasizing computer science careers so much here in Arkansas. So what I like about Learning Blade system, they are following what we are doing here in Arkansas and using Arkansas as an example in all other states. The design thinking activities are also brand new if you're familiar with the system, and that's to help students with the hands-on activities and work in groups, how to work in problem-solving, critical thinking activities. So go above and beyond textbook learning. When students are going through the lessons, they like these little Minecraft figures. So I was mentioning a minute ago that the questions are designed in different ways. So this is just an example of one assessment here where we have about 12 questions, and you see the stars at the bottom. When the student gets the question correct, that star turns to gold. So students or teachers are able to track the progress, the completion of reports, and the accuracy, helping students to learn on their own at their own pace, but they're able to give them a grade at the end of the 9 weeks and see how well students are doing with a standards performance report as far as accuracy on the Arkansas math, English, science, and social studies standards, and next generation science standards. I also have the 3D Maker Quest, or the activities where students are able to be creative with their computer science, and who knows what they're going to be able to create here in the near future. And it's amazing what our students have already done, like creating or building a prosthetic hand for a student or a leg for a lame duck. I know that my own grandchildren are very excited about the 3D printing, but our students are able to see the need for computer science and the opportunities that they'll have in the future. 140% increase. The students that are more likely to respond that they know what STEM workers do. So we really are introducing STEM to our students today. But Key Code, the block, is in most of our schools now, and one of our teachers at Charleston Middle School said in Key Code she uses the Hack Attack mission before she starts the coding block because it provides a good introduction to the terminology and the concepts that will be used or covered in the coding block. And it helps students to understand cloud computing, principles of coding and encryption, and cybersecurity, which I think is extremely important for our students to understand. That is our presentation today. If I can help anyone with training in your school or at the co-op, please contact me, Ray at learningblade.com. Thank you very much.